The Lucy Letby case and situation, was it a perfect storm with failings by so many organisations, individuals, collectively? It just happened to be we've got the medical, we've got the legal systems, clear failings in the hospital. It's been very well illustrated in the expert panel what those failings were by individuals and systemically. And we know this generally in the British National Health System, the NHS, especially maternity and neonatal care, has been endlessly researched, examined, investigated, inquiries, constantly and consistently showing failings and problems. A lot of it's attitude, it's communicational failures, it's arrogance and not communicating between medical, obstetric staff, paediatric staff, and that's a failing that's resulted in preventable deaths and serious injuries to both mothers and babies consistently. So in Lucy Letby case, we've got that medical picture, the legal picture. We've seen from Andrew Malkinson that there's miscarriage of justice in his case, 17 years, many other cases, more than 500 on the database with Exeter University, and thousands more not on that database that fall outside different criteria. So it does happen. And is it for the courts to hide if they have a miscarriage of justice, or deal with it? I suggest in this case, it's so bad, it's so obvious, that the sooner it's dealt with, the better. The longer it's not dealt with, the greater the problem, embarrassment and everything for everybody else involved in it, particularly the Court of Appeal judges. But the third area I want to explore briefly and generally is, what about the failings of organisations like Care Quality Commission, Professional Standards Authority? They monitor the GMC, the NMC, the Nursing Midwifery Council, and the General Medical Council. So the Professional Standards Authority, they will appeal if they think a sentence is too lenient, but they won't do anything if they think it's too harsh, because that's not their remit. So should they have a better remit, a wider one, a more fair and reasonable and just one? Because ultimately that's what this is about, justice. So the courts have this ability to focus on justice, but sometimes they use a technicality and interpret things in a particular way, either very narrow or very wide. In this case, they're focusing on, you didn't have any new evidence, you can't have an appeal. Now there is questionably a good argument for saying this is new evidence from the expert panel. But in addition to that, there's changes in the testimony, the evidence, that even go as far as, was there perjury? Was there miscarriage of justice based on perverting the course of justice? From some of the medical staff who, even on dramatic interviews, are squirming away saying this, that and the other, and it's not consistent with the facts. It was about their own personal and professional reputation perhaps, and the institution, and there's reputation protection for the institutions they're in. So is there a question to ask about accountability and how to improve things going forward for these organisations, CQC, PSA, GMC, NMC? So who monitors and observes the police, or who polices the police? We've got the Independent Police Council. It was closed down, rebranded with another name, opened again. All they do is give the complaint to the people who are failing, the ones you're complaining about. Is that getting anywhere? Then we've got the CCRC, which everybody's seen. You know, the head of that has resigned. It was jumped before she was pushed. They are not really looking at cases properly all the time. There's, in all these organisations, kind, dedicated, very capable individuals working there. The systems are failing them. So we need individuals to challenge, to question everything. And we can challenge and question judges, because one panel of judges will deny an appeal, another panel of judges might allow it. And if we can get cases perhaps even to the Supreme Court and possibly beyond, which is the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg, the point of this is, how can we challenge? And I think I'm inviting you guys to challenge and question me and everything, but also collaborate. Who would like to join forces to develop the ways that are most effective to challenge these organisations in a healthy, collaborative way, to challenge them? Sometimes taking legal action. Legal action is a way to have a kind boundary or a clear boundary of what they can and cannot do. Quite often the law tells them to do something and they're getting easy money, doing their jobs, They don't do what's really in the public interest. So me and you, we're the public. Let's ask questions and stand up for our human rights.